SO2EO1.
SO2EO1. All right. I mean, I guess we should do that. Let's go ahead and do that then. I don't have an intro. Like I'm so not prepared. I think we should just kind of gun it.
The intro is yo. That's what I said when I joined Vent. And then you're gonna say the 3 topics. And that's it.
We're not even gonna explain like that. Like I think we should explain that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm trying to get at. Like I think we should explain like the new layout. I think we should kind of real quick go through like what happened with the old layout that I didn't like, that I figured would just be boring. Like how I came to, like doing this change.
But none of that really matters.
Why wouldn't it matter? Of course it matters. It's season 2. What happened to the ending of season 1? Season 1 was this episode 26. We're just like, oh shit, check your big toe. I don't know. Season 1 got canceled.
Alright. Axed. Yeah, it's done. It's over. Like, you know what I mean?
This is gonna be part of the show. Fuck it. Fuck it. We're going live.
Alright, fine.
We're going live.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Alright, so I just feel like we need an explanation. It has to happen. So what we're gonna do?
Let's see if we can do it without an explanation. And if you play it back, and if none of it makes sense, then we'll make an explanation. How about that?
Alright, fine. So we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so what 3 topics am I picking? Should I like pick
whatever
random?
Yeah.
Let's pick that one. I'll pick this one.
You can even make more than 3 if you want.
Oh, why is it all changing to buildings every time I pick one and I add another?
You have to add.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You want? Yeah.
I remember. I remember. Alright, so I picked 3. Oh wait, no, I picked 4 at random.
That's the one caveat. Yeah.
I picked 4 at random. I got creatures, Alpha U, or just U, I guess. Projectiles, and C. Alright, let's see what we get.
C, like the letter C?
The letter C, Alpha C.
Alpha C.
Alpha C.
Alpha/C.
Charlie. Alright. So, here are the choices. I mean, here's what popped up. We got creatures, we ended up getting a werewolf. Alpha U. I don't know the alpha for you. What's the alpha for you? Do you know that? Your what's it called? Like the Alpha, Beta, Charlie. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what it is? I guess that would be. Alright. Now
for you.
Now, anything that fucking has that letter is gonna work for whatever. Alright, so whatever. We got utilitarian.
Utilitarian. I don't even know what that really means.
I don't even know what
it means. Yeah, I mean, I have an idea, but not enough. Let's look this up. Let's see.
Wait, should we look it up or should we just go? Should we just go for it? Alright, fine, fuck it. Next one, projectiles, we ended up getting Medusa's head. So that's kind of interesting.
I hate
And then,
you
hate Medusa? I got a funny story about Medusa.
Realm of the Mad God.
Oh, Realm of the Mad Gods, Jesus. And then, and then Alpha C, Charlie, I ended up getting cab driver. So, this is already turning up a little.
I wish I could take Medusa's head and put it in a cab and let the cab drive it around.
It's still gonna fucking hit you. It's gonna hit you with those projectiles regardless. Drive by, bitch.
What was projectile?
That's it, Medusa's head.
Oh, that is a projectile.
Yeah, indeed.
Alright, the definition of your word.
Utilitarian?
Yeah. Well, okay. It doesn't really work like that. So if you look up utilitarian, you get an advocate or adherent of utilitarianism. So then you have to look up utilitarianism in order to figure out what utilitarian is. So utilitarianism is a doctrine that the useful is good and that the determining consideration of right conduct should be the usefulness of its consequences. Specifically, a theory that the aim of action should be the largest possible balance of pleasure over pain or the greatest happiness of the greatest number. I give up on this word.
Wow, that's a fucking crazy definition.
Yeah. Oh wait. There's a concise encyclopedia. Let me see if this is more understandable. Ethical principle.
Look up the phonetics.
Yeah, ethical principle according to which an action is right if it tends to maximize happiness, not only that of the agent, but also of everyone affected. Okay. Thus, utilitarians focus on the consequences of an act rather than on its intrinsic nature or the motives of the agent. Okay.
You just lost me, dude.
Well, I think the first part basically explains it. Ethical principle according to which an action is right if it tends to maximize happiness, not only that of the agent, but also of everyone affected. So, if you do something,
as long as everybody's happy,
then it's the right thing to have done, even if it's like the wrong. Even it's wrong to somebody else. If everybody's happy, then it's right.
It's right to you as a utilitarian.
No, it has to be right to everybody. Yeah, but I mean, that's like the utilitarian belief, is that if you've done something that makes everybody happy, then you've done something right. Like, makes everyone happy and yourself happy, then that's right. And you don't really focus on the consequences of the act. So even if everybody, like, dies after, then it doesn't matter because they died happy. I think that's where this is going with it. So...
Weird.
So you put everybody on heroin and they all overdose, but it doesn't matter because everyone was happy. So
at the time that it happened, making you a utilitarian.
Yeah, so you did fine. Like, you were right in what you did, even though everyone was doing something that is not really like socially acceptable. I don't know. I could be way off.
Socially acceptable. Yeah.
There's more to it. I just don't want to read anymore, and I like my definition of it. So.
We're just gonna go with your definition of it. It was bothering me, and I know that if we're gonna put this out there, most likely it's gonna bother a lot of people. But the proper phonetic saying for the letter U is uniform or union, depending on if you're looking at the NATO or the Western Union phonetic alphabet. Just figured I'd get that out there. But most likely uniform would be. Yeah, I just wanted to say, so it's not unanimously, unfortunately. I do apologize, sir. You were wrong.
I'm quite sad. I'm very sad. Okay, so we have, I need to write this down. So we have Medusa's head.
Medusa's head as a projectile. We got utilitarian, Alpha U, and Alpha C as a cab driver, and as a creature, we ended up getting a werewolf.
Whoa, werewolf.
Werewolf. Isn't werewolf with an egg? This got into like a
werewolf with an egg? What?
I don't know, man. Whatever. English is not my first language. Screw you, sir.
What? Hold on. Werewolf starts with an A? Is that what you're saying, or what?
No. Like W-A-R-E, wolf.
I think so.
Okay,
how
so
is it spelled differently?
No, it's definitely wrong. It's not W-A-R-E. It's W-E-R-E. That's the proper way of spelling it. I would have spelled it W-A, but whatever. It's W-E. And in the list, it's W-E. I thought it was W-A-R-E, wolf, but I guess not.
I guess it's werewolf. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Werewolf.
Yeah. No, whatever.
Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Let's how are we doing this?
so I'm in the cab right now, and I'm chilling with Medusa's head next to me.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. First off, I do got a quick story about Medusa, right? So there's this place near my near where I live. We went on a field trip. We're probably gonna build off of this anyways. It's called the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. It's like in Fenway Park, like near Fenway Park, basically. And they have
like girls named Isabella.
They have this. It's like a artsy type museum type thing. We went in a field trip when I was younger, and they have a statue of like basically Medusa's head like in the front courtyard of this place. And I remember as a kid they would always give us like paper and pencils, and we would have to like draw this out. And it would freak me the fuck out because, you know, as a kid you're hearing all the stories like, oh, don't look into her eyes, you're fucking, you know, whatever the story is, you'll turn to stone.
You heard some
so every time
as a kid.
Dude, you'd have never heard of that story, that whole thing with Medusa, if you look in her eyes or some shit, you turn to stone? Isn't that the lore or whatever?
It sounds right. It sounds right. I don't know a lot about Greek mythology though, so...
I don't know either, but whatever. That's supposedly the story where if you look in her eyes or some shit, you turn to stone. I don't know. She probably got cheated
look in her eyes. She's so ugly. You know.
I don't know, sir. But basically, I would be afraid to draw her. I would go. You're just gonna Google Medusa now. I would go to the side, and I would draw her from her profile every time I would do it. I wish I still had those pictures because those are pretty cool. But anyways, that's my Medusa story. So yeah, you were in a cab, you were saying?
Yeah, well now, like the old pictures of Medusa are really terrible. I don't know who would ever look at her.
I don't gotta look at this.
There's some artist renderings though that make her look pretty attractive, and I can understand not wanting to look into her eyes, you know?
I see, okay. Yeah, there's a few that are kinda weird. I still don't understand the whole snakes coming out of her head thing, though. And I'm guessing the projectiles are just... Her hair is snakes, yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna look this up here. Alright, she's not supposed to be hot. She's generally described as having the face of a hideous human female with living venomous snakes in place of hair. Gazing directly upon her would turn onlookers to stone. So...
Yeah, so I was right, somewhat. So I don't really know why.
Medusa was beheaded by the hero Perseus, who thereafter used her head as a weapon until he gave it to the goddess Athena to place on her shield.
Oh, that's cool. I just saw a picture of the Medusa's head on her shield, which is funny you mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Google search.
So we're learning about Greek mythology here, people.
Alright, I mean, she's not really popular in, like, gaming or anything like that, though. I mean, what game has Medusa in it? I think, wait, doesn't Castle Crashers have some? Yeah, other than fucking...
That game is evil, dude.
Yeah, there is a Medusa in there. She's like a boss. I knew it. I don't remember anything with, like, stone, but... yeah. Basically.
I just get so confused with all this Greek mythology business.
There's like
a map in front of me. This is ridiculous.
You think they have to study that in school?
Why does this even exist?
Like, if you were to believe on something like that, where a lady's face, looking into her eyes would turn you to stone, and still to this day, something like that doesn't exist, does that mean that, I don't know, like, do people still believe in shit like that?
Okay, it was part of the religion in ancient Greece. Okay. Okay, I understand now. I was trying to figure out how did all this stuff even come about? Like, why did Greek mythology even exist? And, now I'm understanding some of this, sir. Yeah. It just says, you know, Greek mythology is the body of myths and teaching that belonged to the ancient Greeks concerning their gods and heroes, the nature of the world, and the origins and significance of their own cult and ritual practices. It was a part of the religion in ancient Greece, and is part of religion in modern Greece and around the world, known as Hellenismos, or something like that. I don't know.
Hellenismos?
Yeah, something
together?
Like that.
Sure.
So, I'm in a cab. And so, if Medusa is beheaded, here, this is a question. If she was beheaded, I have her head, and her head is also on Athena's shield. Now, does the same principle hold true? Like, if I have Athena's shield, and I put it up in battle, and people look at her head, do they turn to stone? Like, do you even have to fight anybody? That's the question.
I would imagine so, yeah. I mean, isn't that the whole premise of it?
I don't know. They just put it on her shield. I thought it was like a trophy.
Like, why else would you? No, you wouldn't put. No.
But if she isn't like if she's dead, how can she still have power to turn people into stone?
I don't think it was necessarily I think the whole story behind that is people thought she was so ugly that they would just freeze up. Like, holy shit.
Oh, that's a good
This broad is ugly, you know, and then they would just stop and be distracted at the hideousness
so
of her.
Stone is figurative, it's not literal.
I mean, I think in their stories, like in the original stories and whatnot, it really is like physically turn you to stone. But I think, like reanalyzing it or looking at it today, I think it would be like we would see it as just figuratively speaking, you're turning to stone. You're like can't
that
move.
would make sense though. Okay.
You know.
So. Okay.
So I think the point of putting it on the shield, sure, you know, if you're gonna go ahead and believe that it turned people to stone, then yeah, it turned people to stone.
Alright, like
realistically
speaking, throws them long enough. So if I don't know what kind of weapon Athena has, but if she has a sword, let's see what she has. I'm gonna click on her name really quick. Doesn't show her with anything.
Because I mean, basically, if you're gonna use Medusa as a projectile, are you necessarily using it as like, hey, here's the shield with her face on it?
Well, I have it as a projectile in a cap. You know what I mean? But you have to think about projectile. Am I like Ryu Ken? Can I just shoot Medusa's heads out of like my hands whenever I want? Or do I only have one that I just can throw at somebody? Because that's still a projectile I'm throwing.
You're just gonna fucking throw her head at somebody's face. Here, catch.
And the snake will like latch on and like, you know,
just bite somebody. Wait, are the snakes still alive if you have Medusa's head? That's another.
I would think so.
She's beheaded, but the snakes would still be alive. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. They're just hanging out there, you know.
Or are we gonna classify Medusa's head as the realm of the mad god Medusa, where she spits like those things at you? That Medusa throws stuff at you.
This is giving me bad memories thinking of. Don't go there. Like, everybody said spitting stuff. I saw it. I saw the green stuff coming at me. And I was just like, I'm done. I don't know. It's just terrible.
You're pressing F already to return the next.
I think mine is G, but whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
I hit every key imaginable, man, already.
Just start button mashing, trying to escape the nexus. Oh man, I'm missing it, man. I gotta revisit.
Oh, it's a fabulous game, man. Like, a lot of games are fabulous. I know a game I was thinking about earlier today, too, was Super Monday Night Combat. Like, about 4 hours ago, I was thinking about that.
Super Monday Night Combat or Monday Night Combat?
Super.
I see.
The one I love to hate.
Very different.
Oh, very different, yeah. But I can't play any of these games because I have too many other games to play. Like,
too much coming out, man.
I can't do that. Huh?
There's too much coming out, too. That's the problem. There's a lot of games that are out there. I mean, BioShock Infinite the other day.
Yeah.
At a Block Theater tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'm not buying
Gears of War Judgement.
Yeah, I didn't buy that either. But you know,
which I'm surprised at, to be honest with you. But.
Oh no, they're always complaining like, oh, the game industry is doing terrible, like sales are down year over year, whatever. And on the latest article on Joystick, I read the comments, and they all echo like the same thing I've been saying, and the thing I talked about in my my backlog post. And it's that there's too many games out, and like. Us people who play these games all our lives, you know, we have a lot more responsibilities now. I mean, just like our age group, you know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying. In comparison to back in the day.
Yeah, like I think our age group is really big on video games. Like we are probably like the primary, you know, group of people, our age group that like kind of like brought gaming to the next level, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Like we grew up during like PS2 and Xbox, and that was kind of when it really started to get bigger than what it was ever before. And Yeah, but now we're older, and it's like we have these games, we want to play them, but you know, a lot of people already just have families, or you know, are getting married, or have
starting family
jobs, or you know, whatever else, and we don't have the time to put into these games, so we don't necessarily buy every new game when they come out. Because of that reason, like we haven't, you know, we get to a, like, I mean, you see my, man, look at, you see my stack of games, like it's huge.
Yeah.
I have like 80 Xbox games.
Backtrack.
You know what I mean?
Backtrack library.
Yeah, and it's like, I was buying these games, I was like, yo, I'll play them, and then I got so many, I was like, okay, obviously I'm not playing these, I don't have the time, like.
Let me relax for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it is, it's not so much that the games are bad, it's just, the time isn't there.
You get overwhelmed too, just looking at that list, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep.
Right, I don't even know where to start, because I know each one of these games is going to take me like 20 hours to complete. And it's like, 20 hours of game time is like 3 months of game time. And it's like, is this the one I really want to play right now? Or do I want to go back and finish BioShock 1 that I'm like a quarter through, you know? Or it's like, what? Or it's really difficult to really kind of commit to one.
It's hard, man. That 4th for February thing definitely opened my eyes to kind of like look at gaming and seeing, like, basically backtracking, you know, essentially is what it is. Cause dude, so all right, so PAX happened the other week, excuse me, and they had a booth set up for Gunstringer. Wow. I know.
I still haven't played that game, by the way.
I started playing it. I played maybe one chapter. I think we both bought the DLC, right? Like when it was on sale or something like that. It was like $1 or $2 or something.
It was really cheap, whatever it was, but we bought it. Yeah.
I played it once. I fucking loved that game. Like, just
it's a great
cinematics
game.
of the game are amazing.
Yeah.
Do I choose, like, am I gonna really go back and play that? Like, I don't even know what the hell my Kinect is doing anymore. Like, it's just there, you know? I feel bad, but, oh, man. No, yeah, I feel you, man. There's way too many games.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, and also, the releases are too close together. Like, you know, you and I talked about this a lot. Like, I thought Gears of War Judgement is coming out way too soon.
Yeah.
That the game shouldn't even really be coming out. Like, it should be, if anything, just like a $30 DLC to Gears of War 3, and I would have bought it, like, probably hands down.
Expansion packs, man, back in the day.
Yeah, like, I definitely would have bought it, but it's like, I don't want a whole new game, man. Like, you know, Gears of War 3 just came out, it was like last year, right? Am I crazy? Or it hasn't been 2 years. It's been like a year.
It's been 2 years, yeah.
It actually hasn't been a year, has it even been a year? When did it come out? It came out...
I'll tell you right now, it came out in 2011. Wow, it came out in 2011, dude.
2011.
September 2011.
September 2011, right? Is that right?
Yep.
So it was a year, but I mean, the year it went really, or for me, it went by really quick. And also, like, support on Gears 3 kind of fell off really quickly too. You know, they stopped announcing the events. They haven't really had any XP events either, like no double XP or triple or quadruple or whatever else. Like, Gears 2 had a lot of that stuff, even though to me Gears 2 was less popular. It still had that stuff. So, you know,
supported it a lot more and kind of.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, man. Judgment is a fucking mistake. Like, that is just an unplanned baby. Yeah.
Why is it so bad?
It's not that it's bad. It's just not Gears. I really felt. Put it this way: campaign, it was okay. I thought the way that they introduced the story and whatnot, I thought it was okay. But when it goes to what's it called? When it goes to, like, the actual campaign, like, portion of it, like, the story is cool. I like how you know, each person has to like, I don't know if you've seen any of the intros, but basically you gotta, they're explaining their case basically to the main dude, and each one is a chapter essentially, you know.
Okay.
So that's cool, but now once you get into the gameplay of it, you're just like, wait. So I'm playing like fucking tower defense all of a sudden. Like, some of it is tower defense, some of it is actual, you know, traditional Gears of War, you know, walk, run and gun, or sneak by, or do whatever. But for the most part, a lot of those missions are just tower defense. Like, you set up a couple of sentries, you post yourself up, and you defend against a couple of waves, and then you move on. Pretty much what it is.
It's like Horde implanted into the campaign.
Which is pretty stupid. Yeah.
Hey,
I wouldn't even say Horde. Like, Horde was actually fun. Horde is the best thing that Gears of War has ever done. And
they took it out, right?
and they took it out. Yeah, and they took it out. They added some other fucking gameplay modes, and even the multiplayer is questionable. Like, I don't like what they did with the controls. I don't like what they did with the grenades.
Because they got rid of the D-pad, right? And now it's like, why?
The D-pad does nothing. Yeah, it's Gears of Duty. Like, that's pretty much what it is. I don't know, like, and you know me, man, like, I love myself some Call of Duty, but if I'm gonna be playing Gears, I want to be playing Gears. I want, you know, the same thing that Gears 1, 2, and 3 gave me, you know, like, that's what I want. I don't want this fucking weirdness.
Yeah, but the sense that it's a prequel, that doesn't change anything?
No, I don't care if it's a fucking, no.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Because I mean,
you can give me the same game style.
They changed that up quite. I never played ODST, so I don't know. Well, just
I have it, and I never played it. I ended up getting it from work, so.
Oh my god. But anyway, like ODST for me, like looking at it, it looked a lot different from, you know, Halo 3 came out before ODST. It looked a lot different than Halo 3 or 2 or 1. So I don't know. Does that seem like? I'm saying that's a prequel, so does that seem like that's kind of like the standard, I guess, is to completely change the gameplay or use a prequel in order to explore different things in the gameplay, or?
I don't think that's a valid excuse to change something that you're familiar with, though. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a valid excuse to be like, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and try something new, and we're gonna slap this title onto it. I feel like if you were to put a different title onto that game, it would have been a different game. Like, I wouldn't have expected so much of it. But because it has that Gears of War title...
So if you change the title and the characters in it, it might have been a good game, and told me a completely different story, obviously, because, you know, the whole premise of it, you know, if it were like that, I think it would have been. I mean, I don't want to say that it would have been a better game. I think it's still a little. You know what? It's because I'm so used to the first 3 that they gave me that I'm hating this game so much. It's okay. Right. You know, it's fine. I'm not gonna say it's not a good game, because honestly, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not what you've been feeding. Basically, it's like this whole week you had pizza, right? And then on Thursday, and then at the end of the week on like. Alright, so Monday through Friday, you know, you have your routine where you have a slice of pizza every day, right? On Friday, somebody's like, you know what? There's no pizza, but here's a chicken wing. But you're just like, wait, what? Or no, you know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna change it up. This is gonna make so much more sense to you right now. This is gonna make what you said. It makes sense. So Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, you normally have pizza, right? Like a legit slice of pizza from your favorite pizza shop, right? And then one day on Friday, at the end of it all, you're so excited for this pizza, you go up to the counter and you get it, and you get a pizza roll. A pizza roll?
It's the same, yeah, a pizza roll, like one of those, like a it's the same thing, but it isn't.
Like a Tostino's pizza roll or like a calzone?
I'll go Tostino's.
So they instead of
you got a hot pocket, you got a pepperoni cheese hot pocket.
I really like hot pocket, so.
but you wanted that slice of pizza though. That's the issue, and instead you ended up getting a hot pocket.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the chicken and pizza really, because if you had a bunch of pizza and then you had a hot pocket, that hot pocket might be better than the pizza you had for the entire.
All right, so it might be. All week you
had a hot pocket, and then you got a piece of pizza. That could be a little disappointed to me.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, so that's basically what happened. It still has that pizza title to it, but is it still a pizza? No.
It doesn't have the warm, gooey feeling no more. The warm, gooey feeling. Oh god, that's the difference.
So that's what I'm trying to get at. That's how I feel. That's how I felt about Gears of War Judgement, to be honest with you. And I had
that would actually make more sense too, though, because if you have a hot pocket, like it's a complete package, you know, everything's contained there. But if you have a piece of pizza, just like a slice, it's flat.
It's just like
there really is no landscape. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good comparison. Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, so go ahead.
No worries. Just the grease is just flowing out. That's it.
Yeah, it's just no boundaries.
That's funny. And that's basically Judgment, man. I just feel like they slapped that pizza down, and you're trying to grab a napkin. You're trying to grab that napkin, trying to get that grease off.
You can't grab it.
You just can't grab it no more. You know, you just can't do it. It's impossible.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, this is perfect. This is the perfect visual for Gears of War, the series, and the thing. You know what I actually wanted to do? And Judgment. Yeah, I call it Judgment. It's not even fucking Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to read the books. I know they have, excuse me, I know they have a series out there. There's like 4 or 5.
I don't know about the books, man. I don't like the idea that much.
What do you mean of the books? It's basically the same thing, just more backstory to it, more of the in-between that you don't get while playing the game. It's like when you watch a movie.
Yeah, but I don't know, that's what I'm saying. To me though, like, Gears is a game, and then they started making these books, and, you know, I have a comic, actually, that's signed by, like, everyone at Epic, and it's, like, the coolest thing I've had in my life.
Where the hell did you get that?
Comic-Con, when I found the cocktails and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ever showed you a photo?
No. You showed me the content.
Oh, it's pretty. Oh no, it's a comic book. They have Gears of War comic books.
Yeah.
And this one's signed by everybody at Epic. So I mean, like, literally everybody is on there. All the way from.
Is that when Rod was on there or no?
Cliffy B. Yeah, Rod's on there. Cliffy's on there.
That's a real good. That's a good thing to have.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, to me, it's a game, and then they spawn all this other stuff like after it. So to me, the books, I don't know, they seem, I don't know, it feels artificial to me. Because, I mean, if it were like a novel and then they adapted, you know, the game to the novel, then alright. Or if it were multiple books and then they were like, oh, we're going to make a few games based on these books. Cool. But the fact that the games were first and then they just started writing books to write books, it's just, I don't, like, the same with the Halo books. There's like Halo books too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like,
Warcraft books.
Out of here. Get out of here, man. I don't
know, man. I'm just, I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. I saw like I think it was on like Audible or some shit like that, and I saw one of those books on there. I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm kind of interested. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm definitely gonna go out and like listen to them. I don't know. I mean, if somebody recommends them or some shit or has them, then sure. But I mean, it was just an interesting discovery, I guess. That they had those there, and you know, I was a little interested. Wanted to see where this whole Judgment bullshit came about. I don't know if it would even be there, but whatever.
I'm sure they have a book on it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I got nothing against the game. Like I said, it's an okay game. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that enjoy it, but it just didn't live up to its name. You know, if you're gonna have the Gears of War title, live up to it, because I mean that's what you're known for, and this is something completely different.
Now, do you think people can fly is the issue here? Because they developed. Yeah, they did Judgment, and they, you know, they also did Bulletstorm. We played Bulletstorm quite a bit, but
I love
at the end of the day,
Bulletstorm.
yeah, but see, I like Bulletstorm, but at the end of the day, it was just missing something. Like, it's always missing something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but that might
you know
be
what?
the same
Actually, that could be the same thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it has all the ingredients to do it. It's just not like fully baked or something. You know, they made a cherry pie, they put it in the oven, and they just took it out too early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
crumbled, man.
Cooked. Yeah, I don't know, you know. So
is that our new thing? We're just gonna compare everything to food now?
I guess so, you know. Or then
my fault.
Pizza, and they gotta raise all the way, you know.
Mr. EatLikeMe.org over here.
Yeah, everyone check that out. Everyone should eat like me, man.
EatLikeMe.org, Mr. Jack, Show 220. Yeah, man, like that's crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. The whole thing with Gears of War. Honestly, I'm just hoping that it doesn't, because there was something about Gears. It was something very specific about Gears that it's just different from, you know, your regular shooters like Call of Duty or whatever, or your Halos, for example. Whenever I needed to change from that, I would play, you know, from Call of Duty because I fucking played it religiously. I would end up going to a Gears of War. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I had my Judgement CD in my tray. Like, I just, it was a while ago.
Hey, dude, the game just came out like a week ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I have this new game. I bought this game. I've been, you know, you don't change a new game from your tray for a long time. You normally leave it there for a while, you know. If you want to change from it or whatever, you know, I would go back. So with Gears of War 3 and Modern Warfare 3, or not 3, Modern Warfare, what is it? Whatever the fuck. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3, right?
It would have been 3. Yeah.
I would go between the both of them, you know. I would try to, you know, whenever I get tired of one, I would switch up to the other one. I would play that one. That's pretty much how I ended up spending my 2011/2012, you know, those 2 games. Yeah. But now I don't see myself going to Judgement for multiplayer or for anything like that. I don't, not at all.
I hear you. Yeah, when Gears 3 came out, I think it was on my Xbox for like 2 months straight or 3 months straight. Like, it was a while. Wow. Yeah. It was crazy. I basically found it home. So, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Just getting over a cold. I got the PAX pox.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, man, for those kids.
That hit me hard, man. That hit me hard. I don't know if I told you about all that, man.
Yeah, you told me. I mean, enough. Every sickness is sickness. It's all the same.
You caught the flu, caught, like, freaking crazy fever, and then, like, I was just out of commission for, like, a week. And
why don't you take airborne? You should have took airborne. Like,
I didn't really take anything. I never get sick. Like, I was sick, like, maybe...
You always get sick at PAX, don't you?
No. I've never been sick at PAX.
Yeah.
Never got sick after PAX neither. Like, I was always, I was always fine. And then this year, I mean, holy crap, it just hit me hard, dude. Like, I was just done. Day 2, I was just done. I didn't even go to PAX Day 3, man. I was
so you probably sick before. You probably sick leading up to it. Then it just kind of activated.
It just kind of hit
around that. Yeah.
I think it was all the people there too. Just really must have like fucking got to me, and I don't know. Probably caught it from somebody over there on Friday, and I was just done. I mean, usually, but yeah, like, normally I'm never.
Yeah, usually it takes like 4 days though for it to manifest. You know.
I don't know, man, but I was just done. I was completely done. I was tapping out. I was tapping out on Saturday already, man. That's how crazy it was. But yeah, I mean, that being said, I don't know what we covered a lot today. I think we should probably we should probably leave it at that. Wrap up episode 1 or 27, or I don't know, whatever we're gonna do with this, if it even hits the airwaves or the YouTube.
27.
Yeah, I think we should continue it. I think we should go ahead and call it DRULcast number 27.
Okay. Maybe
DRULcast. Yeah, let's go ahead and continue it. Why not? You know, call it season 2, 27, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, I mean. We kind of really didn't go through the whole stories thing, but it helped out. I think we learned a lot today about Medusa.
Right. I mean, honestly, I think it served its purpose. Its purpose was just to give something to talk about. I mean, I guess it was like a story that was supposed to unfold also, but I think it unfolded in the proper, natural, conversational ways that created something, you know.
Create something from nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I'm happy with it.
Alright, well, yeah, I think we did good. So, that pretty much covers this episode, and I don't know. I mean, play to Drew. Are we still doing that? I mean, it's been so long. Are you gaming?
Whatever you want, man.
I'm right up left.
Oh,
I'm rightupleft.com.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if this is gonna go up on if this is gonna go up on the YouTube. Subscribe, give us a like, favorite, comment.
All right, guys, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like us on Facebook.
I don't know, it's just weird. I feel like we need to cover our bases. You know, we got to make sure that everything is covered. So yeah,
It's covered. It's covered.
All right. Bye, guys.
Ciao.